G'day guys, we are back with something a little bit fresh. You haven't seen this one being made yet because I posted the other one today. I posted the Thinker, which we'll get onto later in this session. But right now, we're doing Venus. And the song we'll post that reel to is Come On Venus. If that's actually the lyrics. Says Venus, that's what we'll do. We'll have some fun. Let me bring this around here so I can actually see. We've got two lovely people, one left, with us at the moment, and that's pretty exciting. Hello William, how you doing? Welcome into this little fun corner. Can you see the whole artwork, guys? I hope you can. If you can't, sing out, probably because it sizes differently on different screens. So if it cuts it off, I can just do an adjustment. Good morning. How are we doing? Now, also BGB, hey? This outfit here, I got today. And I paid a crisp $10 New Zealand, so it's like $6 American for the entire thing. Pretty happy with it. Yeah, it is unfinished. It's very rough and wild, but what you'll get immediately is these vertical strokes. They give the feeling of Venus. And now you're going to hear me go on about we need depth. We kind of do, but we'll keep that same vertical rising feeling, and she won't have any arms, which is crazy, because we need to design this model of her. Well, she has no arms, but try and keep the beauty. And that's one amazing thing about that statue. The fact the statue has no arms, it's been, smashed to bits, but in the statue's form that's still there, there's this immense, overpowering beauty. So I love that. Thanks Nathan, appreciate you. And Pepe, good to have you in here. What time is it? Happy to be here. Happy to be here. It is good to have you here. It is at 3 o'clock. Jeepers creepers. Time flies. I went to a park, jumped off early, went to the beach, filmed a few reels, filmed 2 of them. I was supposed to do 4, but the weather packed up and the tide was coming in. It was a whole thing. 11 PM! Alright. Let me see if I can keep you up till midnight. I'll stop yarning and actually paint something. Let me think here. We might do a little bit of an adjustment with the shape of how she's sitting with a dark colour. Come on, Venus. We're going to go for, love it or hate it, we're going to go for a bit of green in this picture of Venus. And the reason we're going to use green, aside from, we'd expect the statue of Venus to have more pinks and reds and all that sort of carry on. I want to go for green, and the reason I want green is I want to connect Venus, this amazingly sensual figure, with Gaia. So I want to get this natural feel in there, because the one thing Venus has never had, the statue, I don't think the statue is actually called Venus, but the one thing the statue never had is an actual feeling of connectivity to nature. It has this stone feel. So we broke down Alexander the Great by making him feel more sensitive inside the colour palette we used. Let's do the same thing with Venus by making the stone feel more natural. Naughty. Wild. Hugs from Glover Marley. Oh, thank you very much. And Ryan, how we doing? Tardy to the party. JB, it's always a pleasure to have you here though. How's tomorrow going? It's pretty good. Nothing to worry about just yet. And Pepper, you're an absolute champion. Thanks, mate. Tomorrow's going to be fine for all you Americans out there. Do not worry about a thing. Wouldn't even bother with the news, actually. So, there was nothing really of note that occurred today. So, look. I also bought some new brushes. Who noticed my newest piece of equipment in the reel? Look at this thing. Look at this thing. We've got ourselves a gigantic brush, which I think's hilarious. This thing here was the most obnoxious thing to paint with. Really good fun. I need to customize them a bit more. The bristles are a little bit thick. I need to get some better bristles into them. But it's actually kind of fun swapping around as you paint and getting the whole technique going. So, and yeah, try not to drop them if you can help it. Voila. Hello, John. How we doing? Very, very good to have you in here. We're just showing off some new brushes. This thing here is absolutely gigantic. Absolutely silly. If you missed it earlier as well, we've got some new get-ups. Expect new clothes, and only new clothes for the next... I'm really going to get better at holding on to those things. For the next maybe week or so. I spent literally $100 at op shops. At $2 and $5 a piece of clothing, and I've got bags. I don't know what happened. Someone walked into those op shops and they dropped off a bunch of things that were my size. These pants here, these are gasoline pants. These cost $5. I am living the high life. Hello Anna, how are we doing? Okay, enough talking, time to start painting. Let's jump in here. What are we going to use for brush number one? Let's use this one. I think this is a bit of me. Yeah. Is it too small though? Or is that going to be fun? I think we need that smaller size to do those little cut lines. I think that's what we're up to. Cheers, John. And Enrico. This is actually... Can someone give me the actual name of the statue so I don't keep saying Venus? I think they suspect it was a statue of Venus or Aphrodite. And so that's always fun. But I've described her as more beautiful. What time is it? Madame? Madame, at the moment it is at a juicy and wholesome 3 o'clock. Also John and Steve, if you're here. John, I've got a tracking number coming your way in the next few hours. You have something special on the way. So that's coming your way. I'm excited. More details to come. I'll get in touch with you via the Discord rather than yarning about it right here. And Venus of Miles. Alright. I thought there was a bit of a debate going on whether it actually they thought it was Venus or not. It's one of the oldest statues, but the details they actually have on it are light on the ground. True? Not true. Venus de Milo. Venus de Milo. God, that's a good name. That just... There's something about that which is just... You got it? Fantastic. Fantastic. Not just that, John. There's something else coming your way. Something else. Which I have the tracking number for that I need to give you. How do you pick colours? That's a great question. Instinctually. Trust yourself. Learn what you can learn about colours and then just trust yourself. In this case, we are going for more of a natural Venus. And so I want to get more greens in here, because when you go to see this in the flesh, which I saw, which was very, very cool. When you go to see this in the flesh, the room is very, very tan. There's very few colours and tones surrounding her. And so what we're going to do with that is actually combine her with these greens, these natural colours that you won't see if you witness the statue. And we can get this natural, amazing feel built into her that maybe the real life statue wouldn't have. Because if the real life statue does a better job than this one, then just go see the real life statue. But if we can capture something a little bit different, that's where the excitement's going to come in. You always see my landscapes. Well, welcome. This isn't a landscape. Where in the world would you like to visit that you haven't already been? Honestly, guys, I've been everywhere. I'm at that stage now where I want to see things again. I want to see Yellowstone again. I want to see Yosemite again. I want to see all 50 states again, to be honest. I've got a soft spot for the United States. You guys do national parks like no one else. One national park I haven't been to that I do want to see is it Great Mammoth National Park? I never ended up going there. That's that one that's the majority of it's actually underground. I have to go see that. And yeah, that's the plan. Did the museum indicate how the original sculpture might have been painted? Not on its small plaque there, and I'm not sure if we know if it did get painted. I think, honestly, I love it with its current form. I think it would be a shame if it had been painted. And if it had been painted, I don't want to know. So if you look it up right now and you figure it out, please don't post it in the comments. Let me just create my own colour palette for Venus. And if there's already one in place, I'd love to compare, but only in hindsight. Only in hindsight. The northern part of Europe? Yeah, that would be fun. I'm on board with that. In Bosman. Alright. Oh, look. The one thing I love about the States, well, I love a lot of things about the States. Another thing I love about it is driving. The massive long roads. In New Zealand, although it's only 8 hours to get between somewhere, our roads aren't straight. They're endlessly winding in all directions. So it's exhausting to drive them. But in the States, 7 hours away, 14 hours away, it all feels close because you just drive. You just drive. I love that. You missed the start again. Yes, you did, Victoria. But we're glad you're here now. Mammoth Cave is right north. Yeah, that's the one. Mammoth Cave. Mammoth Cave National Park. Here we go. Right, let's get that little bit through there. We're just going to go the whole way up into this background here. It's a very subtle change compared to the colour we've already got there. Very, very mild alteration there. There we go. All righty. And a little bit through there. Perfect. Down through here. Part of this is going to be, the whites are always going to stand out, but actually embellishing the blacks with many, many tones. So those areas of shadow can also help define the body. Up here, see how it goes into black, but then it goes to background? If we're clever, we'll really get good bang for buck out of that. But we will see. I still want to be correct with the tones, but also get that form. I want that form. There we go. Down through here and across here. Lovely. Through there and around there. Okay. Lime green. Keep it coming, keep it coming. Oh, keep my creative juices flowing. Here we go. La Venus. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I've, excuse me, been looking at embarking on a project, guys. A project which would, for some reason that's not working. Oh well, is what it is. A project which is a couple of works in a row, all on the same theme. And the theme I'm looking at and thinking about is called soft stone. And the reason why I like this as a theme is because there's these amazing sculptures that have captured incredible things from the past. And inside of that, we can then capture the form of those sculptures, but imbue it with colours and an expression which is so unlike the stone that actually remains. And I think it can be a lot of fun. I think we had a huge amount of success with the actual modelling and style of Alexander the Great in his statue form. So I wanted to experiment with two other ones. This one here and the Thinker as 3. And if it works, I want to just run rampant with a whole collection and go on an escapade on a topic. I would like that. And welcome to the team. Good to have you here. What time is it in New Zealand? 3 p.m. 3 p.m. Alright, down here. That's going to run down to there. And there. So see these greens? How they're actually framing here? Fantastic colours. Really, really fun to play with. Feels like I'm painting a bush, but I'm not. I'm painting Venus. I'm painting stone. So it's a really interesting juxtaposition. There's no doubt. There we go. Alright, then we'll sneak down through here. And on there. And this is what we needed. Right down to here. Perfecto. That's what we need. Which statue is this? Hello, Pink. Welcome on in. Pink, this is Venus. Go. Caught in greens. I think that's what we'll do as well too, guys. We won't use the same colour palette on each statue. We'll imbue it with a separate palette. A unique palette for that statue. Come on, Venus. There we go. More of this green. Victoria, this is part of a project. We're going to explore some stone. We're going to explore expression in stone. So no, this one does not have a home. This is not a commission. This is part of a little collection we'll start making up. TikTok is laggy today. That's annoying, Pink. There we go. Here we are. Yeah, so probably what we'll do is we'll see how the Thinker and Venus turn out, and if those results are something we're really proud of, something that we think there's more to be discovered here. We haven't fully traversed these depths. Perfect. Then what we'll do is explore some other forms of stone. But first things first, we have to make sure there's more to be discovered. Hello, Jay Smith. How are we doing? Too many updates. Oh. You're lagging because of the updates, eh? There we go. Then we need to get some blue into that background. Big old splashing lumps of blue. Here we go. I'm good. I'm good. Here we go. Right. Blue and black. And then a clear painting medium. And we'll be on the right track. Here we go. It's a thick black as well. There we go. A little bit of blue in there. Here we go. Doesn't have to be just black in the background. I'm going to splash out a little bit. Get some more fun in there. There we go. This is Chinese blue. There we are. Hello, Jason. How we doing? Welcome on in. Welcome on in. Good to have you here. Just get this here. Come on. Okay. Now that song's stuck in my head. Which is kind of fitting, because we are painting Venus. There we go. Just check that there's that in your... it is. It's directly in your way. Sorry, guys. There we go. Grab this. Put this down behind there. Perfectos. There we go. Alright. Let's get this in bits and pieces. Over to here. There we go. So much mess. I've got a new drop cloth coming as well. It's about time. Alright. Hello, Shawnee. How are we doing? And Rockman, welcome. Right. Okie dokie. Same old, same old. We are using Chinese blue. You see it? Fantastic. Venus is here. That's what we need. And down here. Here we go. We're going to get the shadow encroach in there a little bit. There we go. The background becoming the foreground. Up through here. And down here. Perfecto. So Chinese blue is fantastic because it does have just a little bit of greenish tone in it, which is fantastic. Hello, Chris. Just the teeniest, tiniest little bit. Is that popping? Yeah, that's fun. Here we go. Excuse me while I play with this a little bit. Is that how it? Oh no, it's just getting in there, isn't it? There we go. There we go. And this can come back here a little bit. Perfecto. Alright. Blues. Those poppin' blues and greens. And the darkest patch though, so we don't get too excited, the darkest patch is actually just up here by Venus's face. Sorry while I do these trying to adjust a million things at once. Here we go. Excuse the paint on my hand. There we go. Okie dokie. Kick that shut. Perfectos. Right, I'm back to it. Sorry guys. Darkest patch. Okay, up here. Here we go. Oh, this is going to creep down into here. Beautifully. There we go. And up here. Lovely. What am I doing after painting? Jeepers, great question. Who knows? The world's my oyster, right? Who knows? Let's put that to there. Whoop. Move that back to there. Back to there. I've never seen someone take so much pleasure in painting. Well, get used to it, because I think that everyone can find a bit more pleasure in painting. I think when we were kids, we enjoyed it. Every kid gets involved in arts and crafts class, and then all of a sudden, at some point in our lives, what happened? Someone put a finger in our face and said, "You can't do that. Stop doing that." Same thing that happened with dancing and singing and writing. Suddenly we were told that someone else was able to feel more than we could. That's a bit silly. Because when you talk about painting and singing and writing as forms of expression, forms of feeling, then everyone's ability to do so would be equally as relevant. Did you hear a word of that? If creative endeavours are ventures of feeling, then everyone should be able to take part in their own way. I believe. I think that's fair. You're naffy, hello. And what is it good to do here? Wait, where's here? If I was just to guess randomly where here was, I would say TripAdvisor. We'll have your suggestions. Do I paint every day? I try to paint as often as I can. It involves a range of different things. Sometimes you're painting all day. Some days you're not painting at all. Some days it chops and it changes, is what I'm saying. Is what I'm saying. Now, you have to excuse me, because normally I do all these little adjustments before I go live, but at the moment I'm having to do it while we're live. We're getting there slowly though. One light at a time. And plus the light from the sky is changing constantly too. So, and it streams in through that window. These are all factors. These are all factors. Okay, let's move this a little bit. Around to here. Around to here. Hello, happy Friday. There is a bunch of sheep. Yep, that's what we're told. There is a bunch of sheep in New Zealand. That's what we're known for. That's what we've got a lot of. No one's going to doubt you on that front. Try and be more like me. Well, if you start by having a great day, then you're on the right track. So, I think take what you can from this little stream here, but take it in the endeavour of being a better you. I think that's the best idea. Okay, a little bit through here. Okay. I'm definitely going to need to play that song to get it out of my head. It's going to be no other way. go. Outside painting, what do you like the most? I like painting outside, but right now my speaker, my little mic, is broken. So I haven't painted outside with you guys in a little while, which is a real pity. And we will get back to being outside, but at the moment, until we get that fixed, our sound quality will be completely gone. So all you'll hear is like muffled in the distance. So we're working from the studio until I can get that sorted, which should be in another few days, I reckon. The ballet dancer? The ballet dancer is gone. I shipped it yesterday. But there are some prints available. And Alexander the Great is gone too. And there's a couple of works. I'm trying to build up a body of works at the moment. Y'all don't give me much time to build up a body of pieces. Here we go. A little bit in here and down through here. Beautiful. Now build up that colour in the background there. Now that there. We're going to bring that in slightly. There we go. Beautiful. That depth of the blue behind her, that's awesome. That's what we're after. More depth. Beautiful. Hello, Sip. How we doing? How we doing, Sip? Painting seems to be my gym. Well, speaking of which, I need to go for a walk today. That is on the agenda. And then down through here, there we go. Big, thick, unapologetic strokes of paint. That's what we're after. To build up her form. There we are. Get up around there. Beautiful. So we're just cutting that whole face slightly thinner. Probably got too excited with the scale of her head. Just bring that back into kilter. A bit too tall there, that's okay. Bring that back down. Beautiful. And cutting that just a bit more. Lovely. Hello, Mohammed. How are we doing? Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Next to the paint. Down here. I think I'm going to grab some yellows. That's going to be a pretty wild addition, but it'll be a bit of fun. I think once you see them go on, you may agree with me some more. We will see. We will see. Okay. Hello, Tex. Welcome. Welcome. Now, what was I after? That's right. Intense yellow. It's a bit of a wild card, but we'll see how it goes. Cheers, Jason. Appreciate that. Here we go. Listen to this. It's going to give us a mustardy green. It's different from the green we've used so far. But it's going to keep building out that Gaia-like presence. I like that. Looking forward to the yellow? Yeah, but we have to get to the yellow through greens. Make sense? So we can't just dive straight into the yellows because we've got blue all over our brush and our palette. So we start with these greens, build our way through them. Gently reach those yellows. Maybe as we add some paint on, we'll start to see a little bit these yellow touches come into context. Splash of purple, yeah, a few touches deep underneath. Well spot, Jason. Well spot. They are very, very subtle, but they are there. There we go. Okie dokie. Well, it depends. Painting could be a stressed creator. It depends on how you do it. And that's why it's really important that you hear me say here fairly often to lead with intention. Because if you lead with intention, it makes it very clear for you what you're actually after. And sometimes we can get hung up on a painting wondering why it hasn't taken form, when actually form wasn't what you were after by painting. You were after, say, relieving stress or a good time. And suddenly we're judging your stress reliever for its inability to be perfect. But if it relieved your stress, it's perfect. That's the irony. Enrico, I try to paint as often as I can. There's lots of things. There's framing, there's canvases, there's priming things, there's, well, all sorts of things, but I get enough painting done a week. How much is enough? There we go. Hello, Jaden. Jaden, it's been a hot minute since you've come in here and asked me to draw a turtle. But it's an absolute pleasure to have you back. There we go. Well, it may not be a turtle, Jaden, but it is with green. So, it's a step in the right direction, right? There is something about greens, especially with this subject matter. Those greens are punching above their weight, it's fair to say. Ooh, this one still has a lid on it. Oh, one moment. Here we are. Take this off of here. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. Perfect. Bit in here. Lots of clear painting medium. Here we go. Now we're into that sort of more of a lime greenish tone. There we are. Beautiful, sensual feel of stone. Coming out of this picture almost like a, what would you describe it as? Like a bit of florage, painted like nature, somehow, with the impression of stone, but painted in a more relaxed fashion. I like that. No, that'll be paint on my arm. While I was down at the beach, we made a real mess down there. Not on the beach, but on me. And all my paint supplies. There we go. Big licks of paint. And that's what we want. Perfect. And up and around here. There's the first signs of her plinth lectin. No, it's a plinth. There we go. Bring that there. Just a stone there, and then the stone comes out from here and goes straight. There we go. And then more stones out to here. Beautiful. Have I heard of that singer? No, I haven't. And the weather, it was beautifully sunny. Beautifully sunny. Perfect weather for painting. So I was very, very spoiled in that sense. Couldn't have asked for better weather. There we go. Now we're talking. This comes down here. Lovely. Down the body. Around there. How are we looking? We're getting some good expression here. There we go. And up around here. Look at you, Venus. Coming together. Hello. A bit more of this colour. Let's get it lightening up a little bit. Just a touch. There we go. Around here. Up around here. And the face. Always a pleasure. There we go. Right around the side there. And then down through here. Beautiful. Slowly taking over all those other tones we had in the base. Other bits and pieces. Next thing to do, before we call it quits on this one, and let her dry a little bit, we're going to attack her with 2 coats. One black to grab detail, and one white to do some highlights. Looking very green today, yeah. My pants, the canvas, my hands. There we go. They can go on there. Perfect. Perfect. And I'm going to leave them unmixed. I'm going to run with them just the way they are, so they can go on super thick. There we go. There we are. Down that shoulder there. The light is stalling. That's a bit annoying, guys. Is it improving? Good morning. How we doing? Improving, or are we getting gradually worse? There we are. See how it's getting those dark areas. Just helping them define themselves a little bit more. Better now? Perfect. Perfect. That's what we like to hear. Raw pigment black. Lovely. I'm just going to use that mainly on her and let the background actually lighten up with additional colours. That's the plan. Here we go. Otherwise the whole thing will just get a little bit too dark. Capture the depth and still life, Kirsten, that is the plan. That is the plan. Capturing life. Well, it's funny, I want to get movement and like vigor and vitality into still life. That would be the best of the best. If I could have everything I wanted, that's what I want. There we go. Down through here. Ooh. Oh, thanks, James. Stop by and say hi. Who's that there? Hi, Marty. How we doing? Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you being here. You're welcome to hang around for a bit if you like. Watch Venus take shape a little bit more. She's still in her very, very early stages. So this one was started today. And our only responsibility right now is to have fun with her. And then maybe we'll start making demands as we start painting on layer 2, 3, and 4. But until we start getting to that fun imbued into her, we're not going to actually ask her anything from her. Not yet. There we go. Right. Let's get that off the paintbrush. Da-da-dee-da-do. And guys, we just cracked 10,000 likes. That's pretty fun. That's pretty fun. We're making good ground. Let's chuck some. Chuck some. Oh, paint my hair. Here we go. White everywhere now. That's the plan. Lots of white. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Yes, indeed. I might just go like this, guys, real quick. Oh, I've got paint on my face. Lucky I came close to check that. One disaster there. Okie dokie. There we go. Get this up here, and then we get rid of the paint on my face, which is an absolute disaster. Right, paint on the face. Got it. Got it. Alright. You might spin this around for us a little bit more too. Just a touch. How's that? Hello, Bella and Coco. Welcome, and I'm glad. That's fantastic. We're about to use whites. That's the plan. That is the plan. Right. Bunch of whites. Let's go. A lot of people like to either only mix whites or add them on as an impasto thing right at the end. I like add them on through the duration of the painting. Here we go. Jacob, I'm fantastic. Good to have you here, Jacob. We're adding softness to stone, Jacob. That's the plan. Here we go. Just let this come through here. Again, you don't want to be doing small brush strokes. You want them to be bigger, more gestural. Not like, since the stone was made from lots of miniature chips, not expressive large strokes, our job is to then make the depiction of stone through almost exclusively longer strokes, long gestural movements to help the whole painting come together. That is what's going to set this aside from regular stone. There we go. Through here, there we go. And up through there. Perfecto. Aha! Fun to watch every painting develop? Yeah. Yeah. This part here keeps acting a little bit funny, but we'll get there. Down here on this hip, it's important we actually land this hip correct though. You get that bump in the right place, but don't stop there. You come the whole way down. Woo-wee! To get the bottom of that skirt, robe, fabric, gown, whatever you want to call it. Here we go. And down here. Down to here. And through here. Lovely. Beautiful. It's going to come over those toes there a little bit. There we go. Alright, I think we paused there on this crazy wild one. No, we didn't. And that's why there's a slight restructuring occur every time we touch the painting. One thing like the shoulder here, this body, her chest, everything seems to move every time I put a stroke on the canvas. Because every stroke seems to disagree where the proper form should be. I honestly love that. I encourage that. So, we're going to keep doing that. But she's very, very, at this point in time, undecided where her body's going to finalise. And actually, you might see, if you're used to staring at Venus, you might see that actually her form's a little bit wider as this side tries to define where her side would be, and this side tries to define it, as if she's almost shimmering side to side a little bit, with indecision about where her final point of resting should be. And that's okay. Ooh, it's dripping here a little bit. Let's get that. There we go. And that's okay. A lot of fun to be had here though. The next coats we'll add on will be, we'll leave the pinks in there, but probably some very, very subtle salmons and then more greens to play with. But that's where this one's at. That's where this one's at. Now, I wonder though, let me just grab this device here. Come on, Venus. Dun 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 dun. Happy days. Now, let's move on with another one. Who wants? G'day Maury, how are we doing? I think we'll chuck a coat on our thinker. Here we go. Right. Prepare yourself for a little bit of a wild card. We've got a coat on Venus. Bring that up enough there. Bring down this one here. Excuse me. Come with me. And you'll see a whole world of pure imagination. And up we go. And on we go. So, who sees this one? Who recognises him? Nessa, you want that painting? Give it time. I always say this. We're on layer 2. This one's layer 1. So with layer 1, very, very gestural wild strokes. I'll just quickly zoom you in so you can see what layer 1 looks like up close. Just in here, if I loosen up that, here we go. This is layer 1 up close. Very gestural and wild, guys. There's only 3 or 4 colours there, and they're all just brushed on quite aggressively over the top of each other. And then layer 2, that's Venus down here. So Venus is on layer 2. And our job now is to take this one to layer 2. So this is quite cool actually. We can see right now that we've got layer 1 and layer 2. So you can see a little bit more form coming into Venus and a little bit more interchangeability, craziness with the colours. Another key difference, this one's a little more zoomed in, whereas Venus we captured everything down to the plinth. With a thinker, we're cutting it off at the shoulder and at the ankles. So we're losing a bit of the thinker. Think about that. Do you have any tips on how to come up with new ideas? Thanks, Guy, I appreciate that. Yes, so you'll usually have your biggest moments of creativity. This is going to sound really ridiculous, but your biggest moments of creativity come when you're doing, or your realizations of what you want to be doing, when you're doing something you don't want to be doing. The thought comes, oh my god, I wish I was X. Now, to get yourself in a position of doing something you don't want to be doing, you might be in that right now, but the best way to do it is just to Google, let's use the term fish. I love this. We did this exercise last time. Fish, get another word, slaps. Fish slaps, there we go. Search that into Google, select the first image, no exceptions. With that image, paint it, make it, textile it, make it out of clay, whatever. I don't care. Start that image, and while you're making it, it definitely won't be the thing you want. It might be, but it won't be the thing you want. But while you're making it, you'll figure out what you do want. That's how to come up with new ideas. And you're like, that's so random. No. You needed something entirely random to do to then give you the idea that you already had. Because what happens is there's so many things going through our heads every day. This idea, that idea, the TV's throwing ideas at us. Our phones, as we scroll, are throwing ideas at us. Our partner, our friends, everyone, ideas coming from all directions. And so that little whisper in the back of your mind of what you should be doing gets just diluted and diluted until you can't hear it. Until you focus on something, like in this case, fish slaps, and you focus on that idea, and suddenly you realise, with nothing else going on, that little whisper, hey, what's the name there? Guy Anderson. Hey, Guy Anderson, you should be doing landscapes of your hometown. Hey, Guy Anderson, you know how you love Antarctica? You should be doing 27 paintings of penguins. You should be doing paintings for World Vision. You should be doing. Your ideas will start coming out once you force yourself down a line of complete and utter randomness. Or that little randomness will cause play, and in play you discover new ideas. Don't ever think like. There's these fantastic people, the Monty Python guys, who would they would always talk about the importance of play. If you want true humour, true creativity, true uniqueness, you have to play. Don't just grab an idea and strangle it immediately. Feel that uncomfortable position of not consolidating it, not figuring it out. Just play with it. And in that play, it'll change. If you grab it straight away, you'll get it. But it won't be able to change and grow and alter. And what you think's the best idea might need to go through a few iterations, a few developments, a few little alterations before it becomes what it needs to become. And thanks, Mr. Sinister. Mr. Sinister, appreciate that. Joe Jun. So this one here, you love the Thinker, one of my favourite pieces. Oh, thanks. Thank you very much, Joe Jun. But give this one some time, because this one here is a long way from finished. The colour palette's going to alter a lot. It will stay in a blue way. Now, the reason I say I want to keep it a bit bluey is because Venus, going down the green line, going down that natural Gaia, fertility, beauty of nature line. We've got Alexander the Great going down the sensual line, the emotional, the sensitive way. And we've got the Thinker going into the blue. Now, the reason I'm going for blue is not because the Thinker's sad, but blue in its depth of hues and complications in those amazing, variable, chaotic. There's more range in blues than any other colour. So think of Picasso's blue phase. That's sort of where I think is going, a wee bit. And then these bits of red that'll be underlined in there. Now that's going to stop it from looking like a depressed thinker who's in the middle of his own contemplation. This thinker is going to have that depth of those blues, but inside that, the vigour of red. Vigour, blood flow, intensity in his thought. That's what we want there too. Thanks, Kathy. Appreciate that. And Santiago, I'm doing fantastic. You give... Oh, Kirsten. Yes, exactly right. Yes. You give people what they want so they understand they don't want it. I mean, sort of. Start on something, focus your mind on it, and once you're finally focused on something, your actual voice can come out of the side, come out of the back of your psychology, your subconscious, and say to you, hey, I prefer to be doing this. That's the moment. But let this piece slowly, so go gun, let this piece slowly take form. It's got more layers to go, it's got more growth to go through, and you may not like the end result, because what it looks like when it's rough and crazy is very different to what it looks like when we actually consolidate the work, when we add form into it, when we add depth. At the moment it's very raw. We'll see where it goes. But if you are interested, bear in mind, like I say, it will change a lot. So if we get to the end and you're like, I don't like it anymore, I totally get it. But get in touch, there's a link in the bio, I can send you through progress shots, and then when we get to the end conclusion, you can be like, that is my dream, or, oh, the red flag. And we can go from there. Trees can talk at night. That's a weird comment. Let's have a little... Fair enough. Right, let's get rid of these greens, because they are for our Venus. Let's get more shades of blue, like I say. This is going to be several shades of blue to build up to the thinker. Chinese blue, aquamarine blue, With my Colbat blue. There we go. And a little bit of deep percussion blue. So these are the 4 shades we're going to go with to start with. We're going to get a little bit of parchment in there, and a little bit, if I can see it here, of bada bing bum boom. Where is it? I want white. This will probably do. Is that white enough? Yeah, it's white enough. There we go. Perfect. Grab this brush, this clear painting medium, and through here. Fantastic. Hello Luna, welcome on in. I'll just spin you around here just a little bit there. There we go. And let's get I'm going to get this picture off here. We'll leave it for now. Here we go. Right. First off, let's zoom you out here a little bit, team. There we go. Put you there. Grab this. Put this here. Bear with me. Come on, Venus. There we go. There we go. Right. Let's make a start. I am excited. Down through here. Lots of that gel. There we go. We want this paint to flow gently over the surface. Part of the beauty in the stone, like I was saying, with Venus, is that, oh, that's leaking a little bit, is that there's a fluid nature to it. If it's too strong, if it's too thick, we'll lose that beauty that we can get. That beauty from liquid stone. There we go. Chinese blue. Coming in here. Coming in hot. We might even increase the size of the brush for the first little part here. There we go. So big, long, expressive strokes. There we go. Perfect. That dips down there. Comes up through here. Right way up here. Lovely. All the way up to the top there. This Chinese blue adds a teeny tiny bit of a red, sorry not red, green tinge. It's the overall complexion of the picture. It's okay. There we go. Coming on down low here. Coming in here. Next thing we're going to do as well, after we've embellished these blues, is we're going to leap across into the same as we did with the Venus, where we accentuate those blacks and whites in these earlier layers. There we go. Hello, Vinny's. Vinzia. There There we go. Poseidon coming out of the sea. That's pretty exciting. This one here is simply known, for our purposes, as the thinker. So we want to capture the word we want from this one. We always have a target. And our target this time is ponder. We want to capture ponder. But ponder's not a matter of... Ponder's like a moment of neutral reflection. It's not negative. It's not always positive. But we want to capture a pondering mood. Of course, he's epic. And in his epic, in his epic presence, whatever he ponders will be epic. But I want to make sure there's this neutral style to his thought. And that neutral style will stop these blues from indicating that maybe there's a sadness, but actually there's a level-headed pondering to his nature. Go. There we go. Then out that way. What's going to come next? On this arm here. Going to get into our cobalts. These blues are slightly different. There we go. They don't come down the arm here. Beautiful. The whole way down. Maximize that. Yeah. Lovely. Then down this arm here. Ooh, yes. And at the top there. His hand a little bit. Now, deeper blue. Not black, but a very, very deep blue. Let's see where this takes us. See, it immediately has this huge trump card effect on the painting. It demands that it be noticed. That's what these darker colours always do. They get in there and demand to be seen. So let's give them what they want. They want to be seen. Let's find those points in which they can really navigate that extreme presence of their colours. There we go. There's a little bit of black here. Not black, sorry, blue. That's the thumb. Creep along here, and that's the fingernail there. Perfect. And then there's this brow here. Let's accentuate this. Let's get it exactly. Start capturing his brow, the thought in his face. There we go. He's mushing his face there a little bit in his position. Capture that. And then there's an eardrum here. It's already largely captured. That little bit there. Until it goes over. Mix up all the blues together. This is where we get this lovely grey colour that we're going to use to actually hammer around this outside area. And that's going to cut down here on the nose. Beautiful. And up around here. Lovely. Lots of this colour. Just like we did with Venus, we're going to add this colour, saturated like it is, all over the background with the intentions of really making that blue pop. To then come on back, like we did, with a softer, darker tone to make that background saturate itself and then fall away. There we go. Coming down here. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Okay. Pardon me. Combine those colours in there. That's a nice colour. We'll use this. Oh, maybe. Maybe. Okay. Let's put that all through there. That's what we're after. Indication of where his crotch sinks in a little bit. That's the right amount. And then the next thing we need is a bunch of... I always tend to lose this colour. Why do I always lose this colour? Why does it always rain on me? Is it because I lied when I was 17? I doubt it. There we go. Perfect. Happy Friday. Thank you very much. Cheers, Jay. Appreciate you. Right, let's go in here. Get lots of that white. This is a steely colour. I'm just going to play with this colour. Just play with it. It goes in there. This is his bicep area here. And this is the... There we go. This is the thinker. This is the thinker. Down here. And where else are we going to go? Muscle there. Down that backbone. Why does it always... No, it's stuck in my head. Oh no. Big strokes though. Down here. 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 You're back. Welcome. Is it people hugging? It's close. It could be, actually. There's no reason why you couldn't add the person into the embrace here. There we go. Karen, how do you buy the... you want to go into the link in the bio. That's what you're after. Link in the bio, and that'll take you through the website. That's where you want to be. That's been a really, really popular piece, that one. But if you go onto the website, then it should be there under the prints. And in future, if you're ever after any prints, you can get your hands on them. So I'll email you when they become available, so you can get them first. But first things first, link in the bio. There we go. All the way down to here. You're golden. You're golden. You're actually, you're very, very close, because he's got that pondering position in his current face. And that pondering stance, the way he embraced himself, does have a very embracing look to it. So I do sympathise. Why does it always rain on me? Because I lied when I was 17. Even when the sun is shining, I can't avoid the lightning, no. Right, next thing's next. Thanks, Raylan, appreciate you. You're welcome. Okay, I'll try again. Okay, Karen. In the bio though, Karen, is where you'll find it. When you're on the live, it'll always ask you to subscribe to the groups and things like that, which is kind of fun. We did our first NFT drop in the group 2 days ago. Pretty exciting. There's like, don't get the wrong idea, guys. It's just for fun. And the cool thing you get out of it as well is the NFTs link through to a high quality JPEG of the file. Then you can use it as a wallpaper or a screensaver, whatever you like. I reckon, Pink. I reckon. So the JPEG we dropped, sorry, not the JPEG, the NFT we dropped was Africa, which was our elephant face up close. So that was really fun to release that. And then, yeah, thanks Quincy Charles, appreciate you. Wow, you paint, dance, and sing. Oh, thanks, Raylan, appreciate you. Yeah, so Pink, this was the one you missed out on. I'm gutted. I was like, this is going to be exciting. Pink's going to get himself a fun NFT. But, which is a little bit unfair too, because you were a subscriber, one of the OGs, and then once you moved on, we introduced the NFTs. Breaks my heart. Here we go. A little bit of black, a little bit of white, and let's get a ton of this clear painting medium. Here we go. Woo, there we are. Now, straight on to, you're off to work, Chrissy Miss Jays. We'll catch you later. Raylan. But yeah, Rylan is close enough. Raylan, we can do Raylan. I'm sorry for getting it wrong, and I'm glad you corrected me, because it's always embarrassing when someone runs with it for just a long time, and it ends up being super awkward when you finally figure out you've been saying it wrong the whole time. So I like where your head's at. Here we go. Let's get this in here. Why does it always rain on me? Is it because I lied when I was 17? Here we go. Alright guys, let's get a bit more of this to darken some of these patches up. Around his eyes here. Why does it always rain on me? Is it because I lied when I was 17? Let's get a vibe going here. Let's get some black into this picture, and let's really capture the thinker. I want expression here, guys. I don't just want still thinker. I want all this bountiful, playful expression going over his body. That's the key here. I want him to look like, even though he's a thinker like a million other thinkers, that he's having a different thought to every other thinker, because of the way we created him. Down here. Even when the sun is shining. Here we go. Just down through here. Yeah, hello. Welcome. Here we go. A little bit there. Actually, that's going to cut off more than we thought. Here we go. Beautiful. His hand here. A little bit there. Thank you. Here we go. That's good. That means I'm using enough movement here. Too often do we allow ourselves to become lethargic in front of a canvas. And if we do that, the whole work is going to carry that into it. Don't want it to have a lethargic feel. We want it to be vitalizing. Booming. Go. And then in here, a bit more. There. To there. There we go. Beautiful. Down his chest. Now we're talking to it. Like Venus behind me? Yeah, Venus is fun. We just added the next coat to Venus, so now we're bringing old mate to the same spot. Here we go. There we are. And now they are too wet to continue on. So we've had our wild fun. Unless I manage to get a little bit more white in there. But we'll see. We will see. Can you see them though? Can you see the thinker? And it's always a good idea to do this too, guys, because we're on the tail end of finishing our last few pictures that are shipping off, our dog portraits, and our cityscapes, etc. And since they're all on the move, we risk getting close to something quite threatening, which is a moment in time that you've got no projects currently on the go. If you land in that situation, you get withdrawals from the paintings you've lost. And so it's always clever to start a couple of projects before you let them all leave. In this case here, these two are going to accompany a very special piece. We start these two, so that way there's two projects on the go, and then we're going to do something fairly different, but these will help loosen up our strokes every time we go in to engage with it. It's a painting, giant painting, well, giant, similar size to these ones, of a garden. So prepare yourselves. We're using a lot of vibrant colours. Intense undercoats of green. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be really, really fun. Abe's on a stand down period right now. I'm not sure I'm finished with Abe. We have this rule, that I don't let paintings leave the studio unless I'm 100% satisfied with them. I'm not quite satisfied with Abe yet. He's still, I don't want to put him on the same playing field as the other works that have left here yet. Not just yet. Maybe my opinions on him will change, but at the moment, he's not ready for the world. Maybe, after a few more coats, or a bit more time, we'll change our opinion. There we go. This is the pectorals here coming down. Perfect. The old cowboy has found his home. He's out of here. He's going to the old cowboy's daughter. Well, he's a farmer, and he's going to the farmer's daughter, which I think is a beautiful trajectory. Let's get another coat of paint just up in here. Here we go. Beautiful. Lovely. Alright guys, today was lined up just to be a quick one. So, I'm about to dash off, but I'll be back, like always. And it's likely, in the near future, we're in for a scenery change. I know we've bounced around a few places. You guys are getting used to those bounces. But there's another scenery change coming. I might start painting far more often from our old studio. Not our old studio, but our favourite studio, The Crate. But watch this space. There we go. Layers into shapes. Alright. We are done and dusted. Here's our thinker. Here's Venus. They've been our joy of so far. Joy of today. Early layers, fun layers, really wild, really expressive. Bit more to go on them, but they're fun. They're fun. Alright guys, thanks for joining in on our little 90-minute live today. Had an enjoyable little session to make up for being here briefly today. I'll have a longer one tomorrow. We'll look after you guys. And cheers, Kathy. And yeah, two very contrasting paintings here too. We've got, you know, well, male and female, but also we've got a pondering, thinking blue gentleman. Well, here we have life, fertility, green, beauty, Venus. Like there's two quite interesting things occurring here, and I think it'd be most interesting to have it beside Alexander the Great too, because then you got those pinks and purples playing with it. But anyway, we could talk all day. I've got to go. It's been a pleasure, guys. Look after yourselves, and I will see you all soon. Cheers, guys. Bye. Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate you. And see you, Jay Smith. See you, John. See you if you're here, Victoria. See you, Ryan. See you, JB. Bye, guys.